Recording in progress. Hey, here we are again with the second time around. It's tea time, y'all. Y'all know that song from Shalimar, Second Time Around. Because Jay Nouri and I are recording this again. The first time the sound wasn't quite right. And we want you to hear all the beautiful things that she has to share. So I am your girl, Adina. With Belly Dancers of Color Collective, we are preparing for a beautiful feminine fire called Self Love is a Verb with the one and only amazing Jay Nouri. She's going to be presenting with us this Friday. It's tea time, y'all. Hey, Jay Nouri, what's up, girl?
I look, the devil is alive. This is your girl, Jay Nouri. How are you doing? I'm an energy alchemist. I am a personal power recollector. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about this Feminine Fire Friday that I'm doing with the Belly Dancers of Color Collective, my sisters in dance. And I'm so excited to be here. How you doing, Adina?
Well, that thing about not muting is a thing. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Nice. I'm doing absolutely amazing. We are excited about the first Feminine Fire of 2024 with our very own Jay Nouri. Jay Nouri comes from Belly Dancers of Color. She is born and bred of our soil. So to have one of our own bring her knowledge and wisdom and her studies back home to her sisters is sweet. We are excited about this. So tell them more about the things you've been studying and how you have expanded and why self-love is a verb is so important. Why do they need to be here on Friday, February 9th at 7 p.m.?
Well, who am I? I am definitely a lifelong learner. I love taking classes. People like bags or cars and stuff like that. I take classes. I like a good certification. My background is in education. I've been in education for over 20 years. So this is what I do. I have certifications in guided meditation, Reiki, shamanic, tantric body work, sound healing. Um, I'm learning how to grow mushrooms. Like your girl gets it, and I learned new things. And because I love to share information, that's essentially who I see myself. I am a healer, but so is everyone else. Everyone else is a healer as well. And so I'm here to help facilitate your healing and to indulge in some self love because love is a verb, because love is action. And self love is not just manis and petties or, spending money on things. It's about really having intentional practices that nourish yourself, that fill your cup up. And we need that, especially being in these feminine bodies where we give so much attention to so many other people. Is necessary. It is an act of love. It is divine to pour into yourself. And so that's what I'm going to help you do on Friday.
Ashe, Zainori. Ashe. I love that. Number one, you have taken your resources and used it to grow yourself personally. And number two, the fact that you are bringing this bag of goodies back home to your sisters, it really makes me happy in my soul. It really does. Because that's what it's about, ladies. We learn so that we can get better. But then another responsibility of that is to teach. So thank you. I'm saying thank you again for that. We talked about before the first time we recorded this, about an hour or so ago. We talked about what we're going to be doing at this Feminine Fire. You talked about a cacao ceremony and how that is heart opening. You talked about, so tell them a little bit about what's going to take place on Friday, February 9th.
Well, in true educator form, but also I need people to understand these practices that I'm teaching, particularly this Friday, are ones that I do myself. And so, because I'm an educator, I've broken it down into sections so that no matter where you are in your pleasure and your desired journey, that you can pull something and hopefully bring it into your daily practice, because growth really comes through sustainable daily practice, whether you call it a ritual, whether you call it an action without intention. That's what I'm seeking to offer to you for you to internalize and embody. And so we're going to, of course, have our cacao ceremony. We're going to talk a bit about the difference between pleasure and desire and all of that sort of things, just some basic information, and have a dialogue, because we're a sisterhood. And this is a discussion. Once again, I'm a facilitator, but everyone has knowledge and wisdom that they're bringing. And so this is a collective. We stay in we are collective. We are collective on all levels. And so we're going to get into some breath work. We're going to get into some touch. We're going to learn foundational steps. And then the end of it is the big O, energy meditation, which is really about embodying pleasure in your body through your energy centers, through your chakras. And even if you don't have any experience or knowledge of chakras or really any experience with meditation, just take this time as an opportunity for you to fill your cup and to be in sisterhood. Because one of the things I love so much about the Belly Dancers of Color Collective is that it is a true sisterhood, that we come, we share wisdom, we give love and support in a way that my mama didn't pour into me. And that's okay. That's not a dig at my mom, but you give what you can give. And so my sisterhood gives. It eats every day. It pours into me. And so this is an extension of some of the gifts and the love and the wonderfulness that I experience as a member of the Belly Dancers of Color Collective. So I'm giving it back. And it's important to realize I do these practices. It's not just content or information for information's sake. These are practices that I do myself so that I can pour into myself. And you can pour into yourself and have pleasure whether you're partnered or whether you're solo. Love is not outside of yourself. We are love, and we just choose to share it with whoever. But we are our own source. We are our own battery. We are our own nuclear plant. We do not have to source it outside of ourselves. We are our foundation. And so I want you to continue to cultivate that foundation so you can choose to share it with whoever you want to share it with, or just keep it for yourself, because there's nothing wrong with a little private time.
Ashe, Jasmine, Ashe, you said so much in there. Two things I want to talk about. Number one is, how do you see the connection between self-love as a verb and why Belly Dancers of Color Collective is choosing to do this as a feminine fire? So connect that. And then you talked about starting with the self, because we're coming up on this day, the day that's coming up next Wednesday. People, like you say, can get all in their heads about being partnered or not being partnered, but we know that it starts with the self for a reason. So connect it to Belly Dancers of Color, how you see it connected, and then talk about partner versus not partner.
I mean, what can I say about Belly Dancers of Color Collective? I'm a fan. I'm a lifelong fan, and I'm a lifelong member. I don't care where I go or what I do. I am always going to dance, and I'm always going to celebrate myself. And the reason why we're doing it with the Feminine Fire Fridays is because, like I said, we are a collective of women, but anyone's free to join. You can come, but it's a safe place where we empower one another, where we build one another up. It is a true sisterhood that I've never experienced anywhere else in my 40 plus years of living. So, I mean, and like I said, no matter where you are in your journey towards pleasure or desire or just self love, my sisters here and the work that we do here is really foundational. When I joined about a year ago, I started coming seriously. Even though I have all of these classes and I have all of these modalities, I couldn't even look myself in the mirror, because I was taught to look into the mirror was vain, right? It was not something that you can do. Now, not only do I look at myself in the mirror, but I celebrate my body. I celebrate myself. And I'm able to do that because I've come together in this collective and felt held and seen and valued. And so my sisters did it for me, even when I couldn't do it for myself. And so because I cultivated that, because I came back to dance again and again, I was able to develop those skills. I was able to develop that self love. And so that's why I said the practices that I'm going to teach you, they're broken up. So wherever you are on your journey, you can cultivate that skill. No matter where you want to go, no matter who you want to be, you can cultivate it. That's the true alchemy. That's the true change. And it's something that we all can do. It's not something that's, resolved for healers, because I'm a healer, but so is Adina. And so is everyone else that's going to be there. You are able to heal yourself. You're able to tap into yourself, but it starts with you intentionally and regularly pouring into yourself and loving yourself. And what was the second question? Because you know I can talk.
We were talking about why, okay, you mentioned the self, and you know how folks can get in their head about partnering, whether they're in a relationship or not in a relationship, and feeling a way about that. I asked you before, what has you loving yourself more given you? How has that added to your life? So you can connect that together.
Well, what I like to say is that I'm the cake and everything else is icing. And I got a lot of cake. If you know me, you know I got a lot of cake. But I say all that to say that, like, I'm the foundation, you're the foundation. So often we look for love outside of ourselves. And then we feel love, especially if we're in partnerships, especially if it's new relationship energy, is so juicy and yummy, that we forget that the love that we're sourcing is not from outside of ourselves. We have love within ourselves. We are love. We're God's love. We're the divine's love, walking around in this human form. So we don't have to source it outside of ourselves. We can cultivate it within ourselves because we are already it. And then whoever we choose to share it with, that's just a bonus. But the work is important because for me, I'll speak from the I, and this is something that I'm learning. Like I'm learning right along with all of you. I really want people to understand that there's no guru over here. I'm on a journey with you. But the more that I poured into myself, the better that all my other relationships have gotten. The more that I'm able to show up authentically in myself. And no matter who's around or what the circumstances are, I'm able to alchemize them, even in situations that may seem painful or challenging. I know that I have everything that I need, and that if I don't want something to be a certain way, that I can alchemize and change that. And so I don't have to rely upon another person. Not that relationships aren't important, because that's how we learn about ourselves. And it's important for us to be in community. And the most important lesson is that we need to make sure that we love ourselves, because that's a foundation for every other relationship. And that's really what about Friday's about. It's about cultivating that emotion, that knowledge, that feeling. It's just remembering who we are and our power. And so that's what we're going to be working on. And I'm very practical. I'm very linear in a lot of ways. That's the educator in me. I really like to meet people where they are and just know that you can build and develop and grow no matter what your circumstances are. You do not have to stay in them, especially if you don't want to. And even if you do, that's okay too. We accept everybody at every level, and we love you.
We love you. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So, chat a little bit about the stigmatization of the big O. I know you said we're going to have this big O meditation. And so, how I envision it, and it's me being silly, everybody just, like just having a crescendo of orgasmic energy. That's how I picture it. But it might not, flow like that. But tell them how it's going to flow.
Well, like I said, we're going to focus, of course, first on the cacao ceremony, because cacao is plant medicine. And it's not just Ooga Booga, even though I'm down with the Ooga Booga, y'all. I love the Ooga Booga. It's science where it helps open your heart. It's expansive. It helps with the functioning of your heart. And there's definitely a heart and yoni connection. As women, we know that our yonis and our hearts are inextricably connected. And so we're going to focus on that. We're going to do breath work, because breath helps with arousal. It helps with connection. Breath is life, right? When you don't have no more breath, you don't have no more life. So it's important to raise that up. We're going to bring in sound, because sound is another way to heighten arousal. And once again, vocalization, being in your power, being able to speak your truth. We're practicing those things here in the safe space, and hopefully you'll practice them later on. And then we're going to do the big O meditation. Now, people think of releases and big O's as, being connected just to yonis. There's all types of O's, big O's. And so it's going to be different depending upon your experience with meditation, how comfortable you are in your body. And so I ask all of the participants just to come and see what happens, and to know that it's an experience. You're pouring into yourself. And if there are things and ways that you want to cultivate and have another experience, you can just practice it some more. You can practice the steps, or you can do the big O meditation, because there's going to be other opportunities for us to do it. But no matter where you are on your journey, I've broken it down so that you can pull something from it, bring it into your daily practice. But I just ask that you show up for yourself, because no matter what, whether it's big experience at the end, you're going to feel good. Energy work feels good. We don't talk about it. It is science, though. Meridians are part of traditional Chinese medicine, Taoism, Ayurveda. This is all ancient information that we all carry within ourselves. It's just a matter of us cultivating it and remembering to be in the power.
Ashe, Jasmine, that sounds absolutely amazing. I encourage those who are interested in deepening your self-love practice to join us for this first Feminine Fire Self-Love is a Verb of 2024 with the amazing Nouri. She comes to us from a sisterhood perspective. Again, she says there's no hierarchy. We're coming with where we are. We're coming with where we are, and we're at a place of expansion. We know that many times women have been stigmatized in our pleasure, in really being able to center our lives on ourselves, which seems ridiculous. Like, we're going to center it on somebody else. It's like, no, you got to start with you being your own cake. So come, if this resonates with you, if this sounds like something that you'd like to deepen into and want to learn the big O meditation, we're available either live stream, or of course, we'd love to have you in person. The link will be below this message here. But yeah, we invite you to come and be a part of this. Lastly, we talked about age and people thinking that orgasm is just for a few, and there are many women who maybe haven't had the pleasure of really enjoying their lives inside their bodies. I made the comment in another podcast that pleasure is for everyone. Pleasure is for babies experience pleasure, old people experience pleasure, people in the middle experience pleasure. I saw that last year Smokey Robinson, and he's like in his 80s or something, released a record, and it's called Gasms, and people were just in a guffaw over this 80-year-old on stage talking about gasms. But I was giving Smokey thumbs up, like, man, you better get your gasms, still sing about it. Maybe he really got it good now that he 80 and he had 75 years of practice, or however long he's been working at it. What are your thoughts about just understanding that pleasure is for all? What do you think about that?
I mean, he's alive, ain't he? That's really, I think I'm laughing because it's so interesting that as a society, and especially as a Western society, we place pleasure, as and gasms as something that's reserved for the young, or for people that have a specific body type, or for people that love only certain people. Pleasure's for everyone, and desires for everyone. And the interesting thing about desire, and you'll learn about this on Friday, is that your core desires were set from your 0 to 7 age. So it's part of your development. Anyway, this is natural. This is natural. There's pleasure, there's desire, there's good feelings in your body that don't necessarily have to do with sex. Some of them do, that are appropriate for everyone across the age span, from the babies on up to the elders. And there's lots of different types of O's too. There's crygasms, there's throatgasms, there's all sorts of things. And for me, my belief is that the divine, the most high, whatever you want to call it, created these bodies for us and intentionally made them pleasurable. I know that, especially for some of us that grew up in certain traditions, pleasure and sex and all of those sort of things are seen as evil. It's not. For me, it's not. It's about being in your body. It's about being present. It's about celebrating yourself. And to me, that's divine. There's nothing short of divine.
Ashe, Jasmine. Ashe. Yes, Nouri. So, come and get this love. If this is resonant with you and you are here to open into your pleasure and understand that self-love is an actual verb, that means there are some things that you need to do to increase your level of love with yourself, which will be resonated with the love that comes back to you and the love that goes out from you. Come and be with us this Friday, the 9th of February. It's going to be an amazing, beautiful experience. The links will be below. How can folks connect with you, Nouri? Because she's an energy healer. She's a coach. You can connect with her directly if you so desire.
I have a wonderful website, which will be linked below, but it's j-nouri, that's Nouri, wellness.com. I offer Reiki services. I offer bespoke meditation. Really come and set up a consultation with me because, like I said, I'm certified in a lot of different healing modalities. So depending upon what you're looking for, I'm sure that I can connect you with some practice. And once again, this is a practice, it's about cultivation and sustainable cultivation of healing modalities. And I'm just a facilitator for it, but I would love to facilitate healing for whoever this resonates with. So come check me out.
Yay! Take two is done. Come check us out. You'll see all the links you need below. Please like, subscribe, follow, share this video. Belly Dancers of Color Collective, J Nouri Wellness, Feminine Fire Friday. We love you. And bye-bye. See you soon.